Hey, good morning. Michael LeBlanc. Many years ago, I lived in Austin, Texas, and I had a private practice. My background's in social work, and I had a therapy practice. I also was doing Reiki and energy work, which I still do. And I had a small landscaping business. I was actually doing all of my loves and had my own business and was enjoying that and doing quite well with that. And then I had this bad experience with a client. And what it surfaced was a lot of you're not talented enough, you're not skilled enough, you don't know enough, you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be doing it. And maybe you have times in your life you struggle with feeling enough, feeling worthy enough, valuable enough, smart enough. The enoughs are kind of a long list. And so today I wanted to just talk easy about this concept and this knowing of are you enough? Because like I said, when I struggled in my business years ago with a bad experience, it surfaced a lot of that feeling of not being enough. So what I want you to think about is in this exact moment, right? So if you are struggling or doubting yourself or feeling inadequate, you're not smart enough, whatever that lack of enough is to achieve whatever it is you want or accomplish what you want in your life, I wanted to share an exercise and some thoughts around that this morning. So you are enough is what we're going to talk about. The chapter in my book, Divine Dirt, is titled about You Are Enough. And I'll share more about all that in a little bit. So what you think about is right now, if you were to think about you, in this exact moment you think about you, your divine self, the intelligence of the universe, the God of you, the source of you, whatever terminology you prefer, is expressing as you. So when you think about you, the source of you, the divine of you is thinking about you. And I want you to think about that for a minute. So as you think thoughts about you, so is the divine of you. In my first book, Manifest a Better Life with God, this guy, I share a story, and it's about being at the ocean, and you picture a lot of waves of the ocean. And really one of the main messages in that piece of the book is that the ocean and the wave, they're the same thing. The ocean is expressing, if you will, as a wave. And there's a connectedness, and there's a constantness, and the wave is always being sourced by that ocean. And you are always being sourced by the divine. And so when you think about you, the divine is thinking about you. The question is, are you thinking about you the same way? In that exact moment, as you think thoughts about yourself, so is the divine. And are your thoughts aligned? Are you thinking of yourself that way? Because in this moment, the divine you is completely pleased with you and adores you. So the question is, well, are you completely pleased with you? Do you adore you? Do you get a sense of the miracle that you are and the uniqueness that you are and the potential that you are? And there's no one else like you around of the billions out there. And your feelings will always let you know, am I thinking about myself and my life the same way that my divine self is thinking about me and my life? Again, the ocean and the wave, right? They're the same at the same time. And so when you are focused on you, the divine is focused on you. How you feel is always happening within you, and it is always letting you know the thought I'm thinking about me. So when I was struggling years back and I closed out my business because I really had a bad experience and I doubted my worth, I doubted my talent, and so I closed my therapy practice, I got rid of my business, and I kind of went back working for somebody else. and every time you have a thought about not being enough, you will feel it. And the feeling is going to be negative to some degree. The reason, though, that is what I want to talk about. Again, you're thinking about you, the divine is thinking of you. If you're thinking about you and you're doubting you, you're seeing a lesser version of you, it's going to feel off. It's going to feel negative because the thought you're having about yourself isn't in alignment with the way the divine of you thinks about you. Again, the divine of you adores you, is completely pleased with you, is very aware of everything about your life, and is still completely pleased with you. So the question is, are you, right? Are you completely pleased with you? Are you very focused on what you haven't done, what's not perfect, what's not off, right? Or what is off? Because the divine of you is not. And every time you think that thought, you're going to feel the offness of it and you'll feel the negativity of it. The negativity, the negative feeling is the way the source of you is letting you know. The way you're focused about you and the way I am focused about you, and the I am is the right word, are off. I'm going to share just a little bit more on that. So take a thought of I'm not enough. Everything is consciousness. Everything is energy. The thought I'm not enough is an energy, is a consciousness, if you will. And if you focus on it, again, as a divine being, I focus on the thought I'm not enough, there will be an energy to that thought. And if the energy of the thought and the energy of your divine self align, you're going to feel the good of that, and you're going to feel positive emotion about that. If the thought you're focused on and the energy of that thought is not in alignment with the truest and best of you, the divine of you, you're going to feel the offness of that. You're going to sense that. And the way we sense it is our feelings. So I'm not enough will never feel good because that thought, the energy of it, does not align, is not in sync with the thoughts your divine self has about you. So it's always going to feel negative, and it's supposed to feel negative. And I practice trying to appreciate the negativity, because the negativity is letting me know, hey, whatever you're focused on right there about you is not in alignment, and that negative feeling is letting you know. So I'm going to say that again. When you focus about you, so is the divine. When you think a thought like I'm not enough, that thought has energy. Your divine self is consciousness and energy also. The frequency, the vibration of that thought, if it doesn't resonate with the core of your being, the divine you, you're going to feel the offness. You're going to sense the energy of the thought. You'll sense the energy of you. You're going to feel the offness of it. It's going to register as a negative emotion. That's how we sense the energy of thought, is through our feelings. If you were thinking a thought that your divine self held, meaning, I'm completely pleased with me, everything's okay, life is working out, you would feel at ease, or you would feel a relief, because the energy of each of those thoughts is more aligned with the energy of the core of you. And when the energy of the thought aligns with the core of you, it resonates, and you experience that as a positive emotion. When the energy of the thought and the energy of you do not resonate, you experience it as the negative emotion. The more off the thought is, the more intense the negativity is. The more aligned the thought is, the more positive the emotion will be. So I want to share an exercise with you to practice. And you could do it as a journaling exercise, or you could do it as a meditation. But one of the first things I would ask you to do is to agree that you could just agree for the moment of the exercise that your divine self and you both have thoughts about you. And in the exercise, say 5 minutes to meditate on or think about or journal. But I'm only going to reach for thoughts that I would think or sense my divine self has about me in this very moment. And no other thoughts are allowed. So if you're dealing with I'm not enough or feeling inadequate, then I would sit down, I would journal it. Journaling helps you focus more, so I encourage that. Pen and paper or an iPad and pen, whatever you use. But make the agreement. My divine self is also focused on me, and for the next 5 minutes, I'm only gonna allow myself to think thoughts that my divine self would have about me. So when I think a thought like I'm not enough, again, the energy of that thought, the energy of the core of my being, those energies are not aligned, and I feel it as negative. So let me reach for a better thought. What's a better thought I think my divine self has about me? That one, my divine self would be pleased with me right now, even though I'm not. My divine self would be. Great, let me write that thought down. And keep doing it. Keep reaching for thoughts that you think your divine self has about you. What's going to happen is you're going to, as you reach for a new thought, again, it's going to have better energy. And it's going to have energy that's in sync with the core of you, the divine of you. And when the energy of the thought and the energy of the core of you align, you'll feel the improved emotion. Your emotions are always letting you know, is what I'm focused on and the energy of it in alignment with the core of me. If it is, you feel better. If it's not, you feel shitty. It's just how it works. So your feelings are always kind of a blessing, and they're always a way for you to know. All right? So I hope that helps. If you have comments, please say hello and leave a comment for me. If you're watching, please say hello. Go vote today also. I did that this morning. The lines weren't too bad. And again, you are enough is the key message of this morning. All right, so I'm Michael LeBlanc. So basically, I coach people around how do you manifest your best life. Now, some people want to manifest improvements in their business or money or relationships or health or whatever the topic might be. But my work is around helping them align with that, get clear about what you want. How do I align with it and believe in it to help it manifest? What are some obstacles in my way? Let's deal with that. Let's make some action plans around that. And a lot of inner work goes on as well. But if you ever want a free session, a free Manifest Your Best Life session, just reach out to me and we'll do that. We'll get clear about what you want. We'll help you line up with it so that your inner self is believing in what you want. We'll look at what's in your way and we'll come up with a couple of steps. And that's in that free session. All right. So you want to reach me, Michael at createwithconsciousness.com is how to email me. My website, createwithconsciousness.com is my website around my coaching and my work. welcome to Divine Inspirations on this Tuesday morning. Today's